A very warm welcome into the National Basketball Performance Centre. We're in Manchester. It's the D2 men's final, and it is the big one. Milton Keynes Breakers taking on the team Solent Kestrels. My name is Darren Paul, and I'm joined by the behemoth himself, Will Reed. We're going to bring Will in just a moment. What a game we have in store. It's the top two from Division 2 South. The two 21-1 records. The only points they've taken off each other, well, sorry, the only losses they've had are against one another. Will, what a game.
It's Christmas! I cannot wait for this game. This is the game I've been looking forward to all day. I cannot wait to watch it. There's 1 point on aggregate between the two of them, yes, and I cannot wait to see what happens.
Like you say, that 1 point difference, that separated them in terms of who got promoted. It was like Jordan Spencer, 7.5 seconds to go, got open in the mid-range and put it down. What sort of impact is Jordan going to have on this game today? Jordan's
the MVP. Is Mr. Milton Keynes is an assist leader in his college in D2 in America at Augustus. He is Mr. Basketball in Milton Keynes. He's going to have a massive impact. If Solent can figure out a way to stop him and slow him down and get out in transition offense, it's going to be great. But Jordan's going to be a massive part of Milton Keynes today.
Another big player for them is Chris Tawier. He's in the team in the year, British team in the year as well. What sort of impact is the big man going to have inside on both offense and defense?
Well, defensively, it answers his own question, doesn't it? Being as big as he is, as much as a presence as he is, his experience throughout the years, playing pro over in Europe for multiple different years, he's going to be a massive impact. And plus, he shoots 80% from the field, so he's going to be great offensively. So it's going to be a really good, interesting watch to see if Solent can slow him down today.
Well, we're going to go and have I met up with the coaches before the game. We're going to hear from them in just a moment. First up, it's Milton Keynes Breakers coach Billy Patel, and then Team Solent Kestrels, Matt Kine. I'm joined by MK Breakers head coach, and of course D2 winning head coach Billy Patel. What a season you guys have had.
Yeah, it's been a busy one for sure, but really, really good.
Now, we're coming into the finals day. It's against the Kestrels. You always sort of had that earmarked as a final, no doubt. I'm not going to let you say that. You've met them twice. How does that help prep coming into today?
I think it makes it more interesting in terms of adjustments after each game. So we played a maybe second game of the year, and then again at the end of the year. So a big, big gap between that one. But actually, that last game we played in was only a few weeks ago. And that was kind of league deciding. So I think there would have been a lot of effort gone in on both ends. And then to be back in here, 3-4 weeks later or whatever it is, we're kind of looking at the last game and what can we change going forwards.
How's the week gone? How's your preparation for today gone?
Yeah, I think it's been good. Like, finals make it a lot easier to get through on a bit of excitement, adrenaline, motivation. I know the guys want to win this one. And again, we've got a really good fan base who've come down to support. So it pushes you through a part of the season where normally you're quite tired. We're excited to be here. We're excited to play. Prep's been good.
And final one, just what are a couple of the keys to the games for you guys today?
I think both teams will want to play their normal style of basketball, and it's how can you not let the other team impose their style on you and take away yours. So we're hoping to play fast, we're hoping to push the ball ahead, we're hoping to shut down some of their key guys, and then we can get clean stops and get out and run after that. So hopefully it'll be a fast, exciting game, and they won't get their say on that.
All right, well, best luck, enjoy the experience, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'm with the Team Solent Kestrels head coach and coach of the year for D2, Matt Guyman. Matt, what a great season you guys have had.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic year. We've got a real mix of young players and players that are senior that have come through our program, and it's just a really nice mix. It's come together and been a really positive year for us.
Now, when you've, obviously, I assume this was always the goal. Did you always expect to meet up with MK going through?
Yeah, I think we liked, by the time we got to the end of the summer, we liked the group that we had together, and it was obviously, interesting to see what other teams had, but I think after we had played everyone, we definitely felt like we were one of the better teams in the league.
Playing against these guys twice ahead of today, how does that help you or change things in terms of coming into today?
So, we saw each other at one of the first games of the year and then the last game of the year. So, we've learned a lot about each other, but it'll be interesting, to see the adjustments game to game.
Very quickly, how was prep this week?
Yeah, we had a really good week of prep. Obviously, had some ideas of some things that maybe didn't go right in the first game against MK that we wanted to, to maybe change or tweak. But yeah, on the whole, really positive week.
And a final one before I let you go. Just what are some of the keys to the game for the Solent Kestrels today?
So, the first game against us, Milton Keynes played with the fastest pace in the country. So, transition defense, making sure we get back and try to limit key scorers, key playmakers for them.
All right. Well, best of luck today. Congratulations on a great season, and enjoy today.
Much.
Welcome back into the National Basketball Performance Centre. We're actually just going to lay out for just a second because we've got the player introductions taking place, and then it will be Will and I to talk a little bit more about Solent Kestrels.
Number 12, Elias Tyrell. Number 13, Daniel Fowl, Norway. Number 14, Will Taylor. And your starting five for Team Solent Kestrels, number 4, Russell Garaby. Number 7, Captain Elliot Daz. Number 9, Isa Brandon. For 11, Matt Hughes. And number 15, Ashley Willis. Their head coaches Mike Gavin, assisted by Jack O'Keefe and Khalid Missouri. Let's hear it for the team, Solent Kestrels. And their opponents in the final, let's hear it for the NBPC.
As you can hear, it is properly loud. The teams are announced very quickly. You've got about 30 seconds. Tell me about this Solent Kestrels team. What are going to be the keys for them today?
Keys to them today is going to be Issa Brandon. That's going to be the key to them today. I mean, you're going to have Issa's going to be their main #1 option, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to get Ashley Prince. He's going to want to replay that last second miss in the last game. He's going to replay that over in his head, and he's going to come out ready to play today.
55 points in the playoffs so far for Issa Brandon. He has been enormous, and of course, Defensive Player of the Year.
Exactly that. On both sides of the floor, he's the linchpin for Solent to be able to do what they want to do. Offensively, the principles that Guyman wants to introduce, he's the linchpin to all of it.
Okay, well, that's the talking from me done. Will, I'm going to let you get over to the commentary position. I'm going to throw it over to John Holtz.
Thank you, Darren. The Division 2 playoff final is imminent, and it's the third chapter in the tale of the MK Breakers and the team Solent Kestrels. John Hobbs, Will Reed just getting his headset on. My thanks to Darren Paul as we get set for the final game of day one, and what a thriller it is going to be here today. A quick look at the two teams, starting with the Solent Kestrels. And Will, as you just now join us onto the commentary box. a strong Solent team. Obviously, Issa Brandon, your pick as one of the key men, but also Elliot Dadds, Russell Garibi, great players in their own right.
For sure, I mean, with Elliot shooting 35% from the field this season and Russell shooting 44% from the field this season, there's going to be a massive impact on their offense for Solent and how those guys can get going early in this game.
Absolutely, and Matt Diamond, a master technician, and he'll be looking to steer Solent to the promised land in Division 2. And a look at the Milton Keynes Breakers, last season's Division 3 playoff winners, and of course the National Cup winners back in January. And an all-star lineup led by Jordan Spencer, but Chris Towyer, Nathan Robinson, Blaine Freckleton also in the mix.
Blaine speaks for himself with his performance in the last year's final, shooting 10 threes and being the go-to option there for them in that game. But then you've also got William Azaki off the bench as well. He's a really good young player. Hoops Fix three-point winner last season as well, MVP in the CBL final last year as well. So he's the X factor for them off the bench. But obviously it goes without saying about Jordan and the likes of Chris and Luke Gregory and the main guys for Milton Keynes.
And obviously this will be the swan song for number 9, Dante Langley, who actually starts in his final game today alongside Blaine Freckleton, Nate Robinson, Jordan Spencer and Chris Towyer. Starting for the Kestrels on your screen right now, Russell Garibi, Elliot Dadds, Issa Brandon, Matt Hughes and Ashley Briggs. So kind of as you were really when it comes to starting fives, no surprises there. A big welcome to you all on the Basketball England YouTube channel. John Hobbs and Will Reed keeping you company for our final game of day 1, and what a thriller it's going to be. Only 1 point was the difference between the two teams as they were head and shoulders above everyone in NBL Division 2, no offence there, Will. And obviously the playoff semi-finals, a big testament to that. Milton Keynes defeating St Helens Saints 110-66 in front of a full house at Bletchley. In contrast, it was empty in Bristol when Solent defeated Bristol Hurricanes 110-51, but it's thunderous inside the National Basketball Performance Centre here today. And what a game this is going to be. It was probably the game of the season, arguably, when these two teams met on the South Coast in the Div 2 South title decider. Of course, Jordan Spencer with an elbow jumper with 7 seconds left, sealing the deal. Ashley Briggs did put the ball in, but time had already expired. He will jump with Chris Towyer. Solent Kestrels' average win margin this season, 29.2. Milton Keynes' average win margin, 40.7. That just tells you the tale of the tape of these two teams in Division 2 this season. As we get set, and here we go. Blaine Freckleton, first possession for the Breakers, and a wide pass, but he still finds Towyer, who puts it in.
And there you go. I mean, you can already see Solent have put Elliot onto Jordan and he's denying everything hard. So now Milton Keynes are going to go into their secondary, which is straight to Chris in the post.
Briggs putting the moves on Towyer. Here is Hughes, who gets the jumper off, no good. Here is Robinson. Spencer passes it. Towyer, the finish.
Beautiful, beautiful. As a big man, rim running, that is 101 for a big man. Really good work there by Chris.
Issa Brandon loses the ball, and away come Milton Keynes again. Freckleton, Spencer, a three. And Hughes, the rebound.
It is absolutely thunderous in here. I thought I walked into Bletchley at one point.
Towyer, the rebound off the miss from Hughes. Solent not in a rhythm yet. Breakers with the first two scores. Here is Spencer backing down Garibi. A risky pass finds no one but Issa Brandon. Ball is loose, and Elliot Dadds says thank you very much. Briggs finds Hughes. 8 to shoot for Solent. Dadds The extra pass to Hughes, finds Brandon inside. Good team basketball from the Kestrels.
Great unselfish basketball, really good options there. Blaine was caught napping. He tried to play the help off on Elliot Dadds in the post there, and they got caught napping.
Spencer for the Breakers. Breakers fans in incredible voice, clad in red. Talia with 5 on the shot clock for the Breakers. Freckleton, a 3 at the top. And Dadds brings it up. Here is Issa Brandon. Will put up the 3, and he'll knock down the 3.
Yeah, that was a settled dribble.
Robinson drives inside, too strong. Found a slither of room inside the defense, but couldn't get his layup to fall.
I mean, he'll be used to these hoops a bit starting the season at Giants as well, so he'll be used to this floor and this atmosphere in these sort of games.
As will this man, Issa Brandon, but he missed the 3 at the top. Talia with the rebound. Freckleton puts on the accelerator, too strong with a layup, bit out of control. Breakers fans want a foul. Briggs for 3, puts it in. Ashley Briggs from downtown.
Okay, big man, okay, do you. I love that.
8-4 leads for the Kestrels. That's something you don't see every day.
No, not at all. Nice shot as well, nice shot on him, nice form.
Langley driving. Of course, this will be Dante Langley's farewell, the New York native for the Breakers. Keen to end it on a high here in the Northwest. Issa Brandon going strong, maybe too strong. Action fast and furious in the early going. Freckleton. Langley slows it down a little bit. Spencer a 3. And Guripy with the rebound.
One thing Jordan did say to me before this game started, he pulled me aside and said, today, Will, I'm having a triple-double and a W.
Well, you wouldn't put it past him. He's averaged a triple-double in these playoffs so far. As inside, Nate Robinson wanted the Showtime stuff. Spencer a 3. Jordan Spencer struggling from the field in the early going. Matt Hughes has it. Brandon. On the spin goes Glass, that's too weak. And Langley with the loose change. Again, action fast and furious as Freckleton drives. Langley sees a bit of daylight and he lays it out, it goes out.
Milton Keynes just need to settle. They need to settle down and get into their half court. They're trying to just consistently push in the full court.
I think both teams just need to settle at the moment. Halfway through the fast and no time for a breather as Briggs goes inside to his more favoured position and scores.
Elliot Dadds.
Coach Benel Patel has called the timeout. It's a good spell this from Solent.
Great start to the game from Solent. First 5 minutes, 6-point lead. But what's great about what they've done is that 3-point shot there that came in, what it's done is it's made Chris have to come out and have to actually play defense now on the perimeter. So it's more space behind that for the Kestrel to exploit, and they've exploited it in the last couple of trips down.
Absolutely, and for Milton Keynes, they've started 2 for 10 from the field. Jordan Spencer 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown actually. And in 4 attempts, Milton Keynes have not got a 3-pointer to fall. Are they just favouring that 3-pointer in transition just a little bit?
That's the Milton Keynes game though. They like that 3-point shot. They like it in transition. They've got shooters, and they've got probably some of the best shooters in the National Basketball League across all 3 divisions. So it's not something that they're going to shy away from. They might look now with Billy Bedo Patel. They might look to draw something up to get something in close for maybe Chris, or maybe like a dump off pass for Jordan or for Blaine. But we'll see what happens. Nate needs to get himself going as well. He's another X factor in that starting 5 that needs to assert himself early. But Solent done really well so far.
Well, these are the top 2 scorers in NBL Division 2. Milton Keynes averaging 109 points a game. Solent not far behind on 97.3. Bristol Hurricanes are third with 83 points a game. So that just tells you the tail of the tape, really, doesn't it? 109 to 97. Then you go all the way down to third with 83. So two high-scoring teams that like to put points in a hurry.
Put it this way, when you've got one basketball and you've got this many buckets on the court, you need to figure out a way to share the points, and it showed in the points difference this season. Well,
Milton Keynes lead the league in three-point percentage, but right now are not getting it done from downtown. 0 for 4, and that was a miss by Freckleton. Here is Briggs trying to look for Dads, who couldn't hold on, and Milton Keynes get the ball.
Yeah, that was a force. That was a bit of a force, that was. As Luke Gregory checks in for Chris has been their only option now with 4 points, but Luke comes into the game. Luke is what I like to call an old-fashioned, do-it-all basketball player. He does all the dirty stuff that no one else wants to do.
Absolutely. Averaged just under 9 points a game this season. Plays a major role off the bench for this Breakers team, and a firm fan favourite. Spent majority of his playing career over in Coventry for playing for the Flames. Spencer inside, Spencer the score.
Great back cut. He led Elliott there. He's seen that Elliott's playing him close. He led him out to the perimeter and then just back cut him in. And Elliott is getting on in years, and he couldn't quite keep with him in that one.
Jordan Spencer, last time he was on this floor, 34 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. In the National Cup win over the Reading Rockets in a thriller here at this very venue. Garipi looking for options. 7 to shoot for Russell Garipi. Looks to drive. In trouble and a turnover. Broken possession from Solent, and in transition, Robinson misses the layup, and Elias Towell into the game for the first time slips on the floor.
Luke doing exactly what he does, chasing down an offensive rebound and then just getting hit as we go through there. You can see it's a great bit of defense from Elliott just to stand big, and then you see Luke just doing the dirty bit. Didn't mean to do that, but it happens when you've got momentum going that way.
Elliott Dads, they name him Mr. Southampton on the South Coast, and what a servant to Solent Kestrels he has been. And known for his scoring, but also his tenacious defense as well. We'll see that in full flight here today. As Will Taylor into the game, the number 14. Here is Garipi, 7 to shoot for Solent. Garipi blocked by Robinson, and a foul has been called.
Great bit of defense, but what's interesting is Billy brought on Luke, and then what happened was Matt then decided, okay, you're going to bring on Luke, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring on my sub for my big, and I'm going to bring on William Taylor, and then we're going to see how you match up with William. He looks a bit slender, he looks a bit quicker on his feet than what Luke is, so it's a really interesting chess match, player for player, what the two coaches are doing right now.
Averages just over 8 points a game. Will Taylor coming off the bench for Solent, and a tussle at mid-court. Getting scrappy at the moment, but these two teams eager to finish Division 2 on a high and get a win here today.
So far, when Solent are playing bad, it's because they're standing still. So when they've got their up fronts and they stand still, you can see Milton Keynes just want to get out and run on them.
Brandon, currently on 5 points, loses the ball. Him and Robinson going at it. And that'll be an MK Breakers ball. 3:16 remaining in the first, and the Kestrels hold a slender 4-point advantage in an unusually low-scoring ball game, as both teams getting chippy, getting physical, feeling each other out here. Good look from Gregory, but it's turned over. Here is Dads. Dads finds Lloyd, and the foul has been called as Will Taylor was driving to the hoop.
Yeah, it just seems like both teams know what they're doing, but the problem there is we see it looks like Luak's going to come into the game, possibly for Luke, with that forced turnover there, so he may come back in. Same with Chris is looking to come into the game as well now. So with Dante and with Chris out, it looks like Milton Keynes might go into a big man game.
So it's 2 fouls on Luke Gregory, so he sits up. Dante Langley also heads to the bench, and Bawai Luak comes in for the first time. Tauia checks in again. And Bawai Luak, what a season he's had. He actually started the National Cup final back in January And it's just gone from strength to strength as Will Taylor makes the first. And again, another player, Will Taylor, led Itchen College in scoring. He averaged 20 points, 11 rebounds a game. Not a player to be taken lightly.
No, not at all. That Itchen program's notorious for producing scorers and defensive players as we look into the NBA for that, and we see that Itchen can produce top quality players with Jeremy Sohan.
Standout player in the EABL this season. Tauja losing his footwork and misses the short hook. That's good defense from Taylor. Here is Garibi. Has a bit of room, puts up a three, knocks it down. Russell Garibi, a player who, first season of Solent with his first bucket. Tauja inside Luak, going amongst the trees, and he'll go to the foul line.
Yeah, when you shoot 44% from three, Milton Keynes have got to recognise that and get out to that a little bit better there. It's a great little rim run again. I keep talking about rim running as a big man. Luak did a great rim running job there and getting himself to the line.
Kestrels leading 14-6, and an interesting statistic. We talk about leaders in points this season, points average. Of course, Milton Keynes, Solent 1 and 2 respectively. Solent actually have the best defense in Division 2. They concede 68 points a game. So best offense against best defense. That's what you want to see in a final.
100%. Two best teams in Division 2 by a mile. If you put both conferences together, they're easily the best two teams. That we knew that at the start of the season. What's amazing about what Matt Guyman's done with Solent, this is meant to be a rebuild year. It's meant to be their year to rebuild, and they've got to a national final, which is incredible.
Absolutely. 4 Itchen players, or current Itchen players on their roster here today. Garibi pulls up a 2. That's off the back iron, and Spencer gets the rebound. Spencer now driving at Dads, going strong. Good defense from Dads, standing his ground. On the follow, Tauja.
Chris doing what Chris does best. He caught the ball and you knew it was a bucket before the ball even went in. But it's, again, great defense from Elliott on Jordan. Jordan's really struggling at the start of this game.
Issa Brandon looking for the foul, misses the 2. Good defense from Luak. And here is Spencer, pulls up for 3. And again, Jordan Spencer's struggles continue.
I think Billy's going to have to speak to Jordan at some point and say, look, I need you to start running the offense. Stop looking for your own, run the offense, and yours will come. And we know with a player like Jordan, his quality, it will show throughout the game, but stop forcing the shots and get yourself going. The ball will go in when the ball goes in. Run the offense and get us in this game.
Well, a guy that you said would try and bring a triple-double to this final, he's averaged 25 points, 18.5 rebounds, 14.5 assists in these playoffs. Not a bad number, I guess.
I mean, no, it's not. But I didn't say that. He told me that. I'm just passing on the information to the audience, that's all.
21 points a game this season for Spencer, but struggling at the moment. Issa Brandon drives inside. And the Kestrels have a 6-point lead with 1:23 remaining in the first. Spencer looking for Tauja. Tauja couldn't get onto the pass, but he finds Ezekiel into the game for the first time. And his pass goes straight to Issa Brandon. Issa Brandon lays it up and in. Patient play from Issa Brandon.
You saw there, I was watching Billy's reaction there to the turnover, and they're still forcing the ball, and they need to stop forcing the ball and just look for the right options.
Spencer gets it to go. First field goal for Jordan Spencer.
You could almost see a sigh of relief as that went through the basket as well.
Dads. Final 40 seconds of the first. Briggs to Brandon. Finds Briggs, another 3-point attempt, but this time he's off. And here is Spencer. Maybe now that he's got his first field goal, that'll ignite him. Freckleton, back to Spencer, wide open, catch.
I told you, as soon as he sees the ball go in the basket, that's going to be it.
3-point game, final seconds of this first quarter. Unusually low scoring for these two teams, but the stakes couldn't be higher. Issa Brandon driving, final seconds, offensive foul.
Blaine does that really well. He knows where to be defensively and get himself an offensive foul. Issa was, he saw the contact was coming and just a little bit of an extension of the elbow, a little bit of a dip in the shoulder. Blaine stood up well, and there you go, an offensive foul, and Milton Keynes get the ball back.
Russell Garaby will come back in, and Elliot Dads will sit down for the final 1.8 seconds of the first quarter.
Let's see what they get going here.
Freckleton with a heave, and Freckleton finds nothing but the entrance door to the venue. And that ends the first quarter as the Solent Kestrels take an 18-15 lead. Heading into the second quarter, Issa Brandon leading all scorers with 9 points. Jordan Spencer took a while to get going, but he has 7 to lead the Breakers. Only 3 Milton Keynes players registering a point or more.
Well, yeah, you look at the guys that have scored for them, though, yeah, with Jordan and with Chris. They are their 1 and 2 option, really. And then you've got Blaine as maybe their 2A and 2B with Chris. But the guys that are scoring for Milton Keynes are their normal scorers. I think what they need to do is space the floor a little bit better. They're not spacing well enough. They're forcing passes, and that's where the turnovers are coming from. So look, they've done a really good job of denying the entry pass or denying the pass. They know that the dribble handoff's coming, and they're denying that second pass for the screen down, and then the ball's coming up. They're denying that really well, and that's causing Milton Keynes some problems. On the other end, Issa's doing what Issa does, and Elliot's doing a great job of being able to space the floor for Solent and also get them controlled when they're in their offense.
Absolutely, and these two teams, obviously, it's no secret the games they've had this season have been absolute belters, as Solent defeated Milton Keynes at Bletchley 87-80 in just the second game of the season back on the 7th of October, and then of course the final game of the season, Milton Keynes defeating Solent 104-96 in Southampton in what many people were calling the game of the Basketball England season, as we thank our sponsors for our NBL Live coverage and the playoff final coverage of today's Sure Shot, Sport England, Wilson, Sportserve and Dynamic. And of course, going back to these two games, of course, Issa Brandon with 21 points, 18 boards in game 1. And of course, Jordan Spencer, 39 points plus the game winner and 13 assists down in Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Issa is Issa had that 24, and then the last 4 minutes of the game, he fouled out. So he was a big miss for Solent down the stretch. And what ended up happening was they went to their big man inside and missed that last second shot. I think that might have been a little bit different if Issa was still on the floor.
Milton Keynes shooting 28% from the field thus far. Solent are faring a little better, but at 41. Here is Briggs driving hard at Tawiah. Misses the layup, gets his own putback, and Tawiah with the foul. And Ashley Briggs will go to the foul line.
It's one and dozen and half of the other, whatever the saying is. That saying.
Six and one, half a dozen of the other.
6 and 1 and half the other.
You're welcome.
Because, thank you. Because Briggs went to the basket and had his elbow come out, didn't get called, so it's a bit of a no call. Then Chris then goes up for the first one, tries to block it, does a good job as he makes the first free throw. And then as he come down for the second one, while the foul was called, just for the guys at home, is Chris's hand came down as it was the swing down action as to why he called it. There was no contact made, but the swing down action is why the referee called that foul.
Ashley Briggs, a 60% three-throw shooter on the season, makes both. And the Kestrels extend their lead to 5 early doors in the second, averaging 11 points a game as Spencer goes inside, gets his own miss, blocked by Briggs, who wasn't even jumping for that. Towo, Briggs, putting the moves on Tawiah. Briggs, the hook money.
Good move. I appreciate that as a big man. Great move. Great move. Another
product of Itching College, Ashley Briggs, spent last season with the Winchester Royals in Division 3 as Asikia goes inside and a foul.
Young boys, he's got something to him. Great first step, quick off the draw, and it's a great little cut there for that easy little deuce to the and one.
William Asikia, who averaged just over 6 points a game coming off the bench this season, only started 2 games for the Breakers, and of course, last summer won the three-point contest at the Hoops Fix Classic at Crystal Palace. So a guy that can definitely shoot the ball.
He also won MVP at the CBL playoff finals as well.
Yeah. Briggs finds a bit of room inside. Defense was at 6s and 7s there.
Massive miscommunication between Jordan and Chris there allowed him to get an easy deuce.
Freckleton still yet to get going himself. Spencer, extra pass, finds Briggs, but he gets the ball back. The floater.
Foul.
And that is a foul. And Jordan Spencer wanted an and one there.
No, I think he's frustrated because he thought the foul was coming off of the big when the big went out to guard him. He felt like he'd got around him and the big was still moving his feet. So he's frustrated on that dribble drive and then the turnover, the frustration, he got the ball back. That right there, you see on the screen, you can see he tried to get round. He thought that was a foul and then the foul's there. So he was frustrated off the first one. He gets to the line now on the second one. He's just being spoken to by the ref now to calm himself down and just relax and play the game. So that's it right there.
Jordan Spencer, we mentioned that he's averaging a triple-double in these playoffs, 22 points, 23 rebounds, 14 assists in the quarterfinal win over Teesside Lions, and he followed that up with 28 points, 14 boards, and 15 assists against the St Helens Saints. An absolutely phenomenal stat line for a man who has plenty of British Basketball League experience. And he strings the fast.
I mean, when you're getting positive comments being made by Coach K at Duke Basketball, you're gonna get it, aren't you? You're in good company when you're getting that sort of recommendations and high praise from someone like that. So Jordan's a great player, and he's led this team really well for the last couple of years.
And helped along by an exceptional coach in Billy Bedo Patel. And there's Jordan Spencer with the steal, and Jordan Spencer with the easy layup, anticipating where that ball was going to go.
It's going to be interesting coming out of this second quarter for the next couple of minutes. If there's a run from Milton Keynes, the reaction from Solent and what they do offensively and defensively.
Garipi. Joe Lloyd has checked in as well for the Kestrels as Ashley Briggs misses the elbow jumper. Here is Spencer. 11 points for Spencer, getting into rhythm himself. Asikia to Tawiah, the extra pass to Spencer, finds Tawiah inside. He wants a foul, he gets a foul.
Yeah, that was really good ball movement. Great off-the-ball movement as well from Milton Keynes. They made Solent have to turn and swivel their heads. Communication for Solent on that last pick and roll action to get Chris to the line was lacking, and that's how he gets to the line as Matt Guyman calls a timeout.
And as you mentioned, yeah, timeout called by Solent, and Matt Guyman will be happy with what he's seeing so far with the start he's had, but there's been a few blips that have allowed Milton Keynes into this, but a master tactician, Matt Guyman, obviously has led Solent to numerous Division 1 titles and led them into the British Basketball League Trophy Final in Glasgow back in 2020 against the Newcastle Eagles, and obviously he'll have loads of tricks up his sleeve and ways to neutralise the Milton Keynes threat.
Yeah, I think you're going to look at probably another option, another go-to game plan for them of slowing Jordan down now that he's got going. What can we do to slow him down and keep guys moving and communicating on defense? Because Milton Keynes, like I said at the end of the first, they've now started to space the floor a little bit better. They're moving off the ball a bit better. So it'll be really interesting to see what Matt comes up with, whether they go into a zone or they bring Elliott off of him and then they bring someone else onto him to slow Jordan down.
Big welcome to everyone on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Great to have you all on board for day one of the 2024 National Basketball League Playoff Finals weekend, and this is the final game of Division 2. Big congratulations to the Essex Rebels second team for winning the Div 3 final, and congratulations as well to the Sheffield Hatters 2 for winning the WNBL 2 playoff crown. And it all comes down to this on day one. Of course, the action will continue tomorrow. We've got Ipswich and the City of London Academy in Division 1, the WNBL, and of course it all ends with the Hemel Storm and the Reading Rockets going toe-to-toe to end the NBL season.
I can't wait for that one either, watching Hemel and Reading. That's going to be a really intriguing game. A bit like this game is going to be a bit of a chess match from both coaches.
Talia makes both free throws, and it's a one-point game with 7:39 remaining in the second. Garipi, he only has 3 points thus far. Lisa Brandon. Brandon looking for Briggs. Briggs has it, and Briggs scores.
That's such a strong move. The amount of contact that he went through to still catch the ball, keep it heavy, keep it above his head, and finish was really, really good from the big man there.
Talia inside. That's too easy as Russell Garibi in no man's land. Farwell Malloy. Briggs. Issa Brandon. Brandon driving, and Brandon is fouled.
Yeah, that time there, Blaine was a step too late on that one there. He tried to get in, but he was inside the charge circle, and he was still moving his feet as Issa was going on his second step to go and finish that lane.
Issa Brandon has led the team in scoring, 23.5 points a game, and has led the team in 13 games this season for the Kestrels, and an incredible number. That's more than half of Solent's games this season.
Yeah, I mean, with someone like Issa, he can play within an offense, or he can just go and get his own bucket. So he's a really strong asset for Solent, and with someone who's a mad scientist like Matt Guyman, I'm sure he's got the best out of Issa so far this season.
Missed just the one game this season. That was a home game against Ipswich. 30 points, 8 rebounds in the semi-final win over the Bristol Hurricanes. As Dads comes back in and Ashley Briggs takes the seat.
And it looks like Solent are going into a zone with the big man out. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do, because strong communication is always needed in a zone. 2-3
zone by the Kestrels. Here is Talia. Robinson gets Brandon up in the air and can't get his shot to drop. Garipi finds Dads. Dads has a bit of room inside for the three.
Can't leave Elliot that open on the three-point line. So straight on three, and that's milk, honey, and butter for Elliot there.
Elliot Dads, a good three-point shooter. 36% this season, a 67% free throw shooter, 42% from the field. That's not bad numbers for Mr. Southampton, now in his 8th season with the Kestrels. Of course, missed a chunk of last season with injury.
Yeah, Dante is struggling so far, and they're doing a really good job in the post and denying him there.
Farwell Malloy. Garipi, back to Dads, the extra pass to Brandon.
Fantastic basketball from Solent. The extra pass needed, the unselfishness, really, really good there.
Milton Keynes in a bit of a funk at the moment. They trail by 6. 5:46 remaining in the second. Freckleton just dancing his way inside, misses the layup, gets his own miss. Ball batted around. It's like a hot potato, no one wants it. And a foul has been called. Coach Benno Patel incensed. Blaine Freckleton has not gotten up. And this is not good.
I mean, I'm cool with both of them, so I don't want to be too harsh on either of them. But Elliot did fling his elbow up there, and as you see on the replay,
Let's have a look at the replay, yeah.
They're both moving around, and you see Elliot does fling his arm up. Blaine missing that layup. As it comes back to him, you see it now. Elliot gets the ball, swings up,
bang,
and then there you go, bang. So it's a basketball play. It's not intentional, I don't think. I'm going to give Elliot the benefit of the doubt. It's not intentional.
But what's important is we see it here. Blaine Freckleton has not moved, and that's the worrying side of
exactly
things.
that is the worry. So there he is.
If we can get the camera off us for a second and go back to Blaine, there he is. He's now started moving.
I think he's bleeding from his nose, and
yeah.
Someone like Blaine, it's not going to get him out of the game. What that's going to do is he's going to go, okay, all right, give me the ball. That's what's going to happen now. Blaine's going to be like, give me the ball. Give me the ball, and I'm going to go to work. That's the reaction you're going to get out of Blaine Freckleton now.
As we see the Freckleton for 3 signs up in the air, and our 3 officials today, Kev Kinsella, Dan Cox, Steve Stredwicker, having a chat amongst themselves just to see what they can do next. As we see the replay again. So a foul has been called, and it is on Elliot Dadds.
Yeah, Blaine's frustrated there, and he had an interaction with the England physio there, and he had a bit of an interaction, and he's frustrated. So I'm going to say it's frustration. He's not meaning to be anything. It's just frustration, and these things happen. The
good news is, though, is as you can hear from the crowd, he's up on his feet and he's making his way to the bench. We're just having a quick moment while we clean up the court because there is quite a bit of blood on it. Elliot Dadds is actually kind of protesting his innocence. So, as you say, it was it's a basketball play, heat of the moment, nothing intentional, but obviously Blaine Freckleton massively affected, and glad he's on his feet, glad he's okay. And
of course, I mean, as someone that's been hit in the nose in those sort of situations, your first reaction is anger, it is frustration, it is why. But Blaine's been there before. He knows he is a big boy. He's been in these situations before. He'll gather himself. He'll be back out there. Him and Elliot will dap it up after the game, and it'll be over. Blaine will watch it back, see it wasn't intentional, and it'll be done. It is what it is. It's basketball. This is real men's basketball. This is what happens.
Great crowd inside the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester as we're just delaying the game just a little bit so the Basketball England staff can just clean up the blood on the floor. And our competitions manager and the woman who is leading the show here, Gail Richards, amongst them, just cleaning up the blood on the floor. And Gail Richards, what a servant she's been to Basketball England, 15 years in the job, and what a job she does, ensuring that we have an incredible game day here at the National Basketball Performance Centre every finals weekend.
Yeah, it's people like her that are the unsung heroes of British basketball and Basketball England and what is able to be accomplished, not just with this final, but you've also got the junior finals, you've got the National Cup finals, you've got the Kit King, all of those sort of things that her and her team have done over the years. It's a testament to be able to show a sort of event like today, the hard work that gets put in all year round by those guys. So congratulations to her on her 15 years, and I wish her all the best in her future.
Manchester Mystics coach Rob Fairley and Derbyshire Arrows player Max Watts as well, also getting in on the cleaning act. It's good to see Max Watts can, do a little bit more than just play on the court. He's also a good housekeeper as well. Not bad, eh?
Yeah, he is.
And makes a cracking cup of tea.
Yeah, he does make a decent cup of tea, bless him. He does make a decent cup of tea.
But among the comments, Jody Jerram, no one makes a cup of coffee like Jody Jerram, I'll tell you that right now. Good to have you on board, Jody. 6-point lead for the Kestrels, 5:37 remaining in the half. And with this break of play, obviously both teams trying to limber up, keep themselves warm. This is a worrying stretch for both teams, and it could be that both teams might be getting cold a little bit as we enter the final, or enter the halfway point of this second quarter.
Yeah, I've been in situations like this before where you get a stop in play, and if you're not still keeping yourselves warm in the timeout and just jogging on the spot or just bouncing on the spot and keeping yourself going, you can get caught cold. So it'll be interesting which team makes a run, and the team that makes a run, that'll be the team that's not cold. So it'll be really interesting to see the next minute and a half who comes out all guns blazing.
And we are about set to restart the action. And here come the Kestrels, led by Russell Garipi. Here is Dadds. And Dadds' pass to Issa Brandon goes straight out of bounds.
And Elliot has a wry smile because he can hear the boos from the crowd. And as soon as he turned that ball over, he heard the cheers, so there's a little wry smile on his face. He'll be used to that, and he'll love it.
Nothing wrong with friendly rivalry, I'll tell you that right now. Here is Robinson. Luak. Spencer along the wing. 5:14 remaining and 9 to shoot for Spencer at the elbow. Doesn't get the friendly roll. And again, action really physical. And for a Division 2 playoff final where the stakes are so high, that's exactly what you want.
Exactly that. And again, even though Luke didn't get the rebound there, you see he's doing that dirty work. He's trying to get the ball back. He's trying to do the bit for the team that he can do, and that's fight and hustle for those rebounds.
Halfway point of the half. Garipi looking for options, finds it in Bowell Malloy, who drives at Gregory. Dad's feeling it, but he's short. Here is Dante Langley. Nathan Robinson pulling the moves on Bowell Malloy. Robinson, that's an offensive foul. Or is it not? One referee called an offensive foul, the other one called a blocking foul.
To me, it's offensive.
It is offensive, yes.
To me, it's offensive. It's the chicken wing. We all do it, as you see on the replay now. He comes off the screen. There, to me, he's wide open for the three, didn't need to drive. And you just see there, he just pushes off as he tries to get the step back three.
William Masikia back into the game. Nate Robinson takes a seat. Of course, Nate Robinson's father, Mark Robinson, an accomplished British Basketball League player back in the 90s with the Manchester Giants. No doubt he is in attendance somewhere here today. Garipi drives, pulls up, no good. Oh well, Malloy skies for the rebound. Dad's a three. And now Solent's turn to struggle from downtown as Spencer has it, and Spencer is fouled by Dan Malloy.
That was a really tactical foul there by Malloy. He knew that he was going to get beat off the dribble by Jordan. He just steps across. It's a really tactical, professional foul. So what we call a professional foul in basketball. Just step across, little nudge, going to call a foul. You stop the offense, you bring them back down and you go back into the half court. The only thing about that is they're in foul trouble and now he's at the line.
Yeah, I was just about to say they're in foul trouble now with that. So Spencer will get two shots either way. And he strings the first. Jordan Spencer, an 87% three-throw shooter for the season.
That's professional numbers, that is. That's a professional man from the line, 87%.
As Joe Lloyd prepares to come back in for the Kestrels, and Sean Mulhern will take a seat. 4:06 remaining in the half. Briggs. Issa Brandon to Dads. Dads surveying what's before him. Backing down Spencer. Turnaround, hook, no good. Issa Brandon though with the rebound, and Issa Brandon is now going to go to the line.
Solent have done it really well. As that's, I think that's the third foul on Luke.
Third foul on Luke Gregory, yes.
Third foul on Luke, and also you've got Nate on 2 as well. So they are starting to get their main players into foul trouble here at the Kestrels. They're doing really well. And what I've noticed with the Kestrels is they're making Jordan play defense. Every possession down, they're trying to make Jordan do something on defense so that he's tired when he goes back on offense. It's a really interesting chess game going on right now.
As Issa Brandon short with the first, this will be free throw number 16 and 17 overall in this game. And he missed them both as Ezekiel with the rebound. Milton Keynes, who struggled in the first from the field, have risen to 30% as opposed to 29. As Issa Brandon nearly got the steal on Spencer. Luak on the back. 4 to shoot. Spencer's got a dance, goes for 3. Ball batted around again, and Brandon picks up the loose change. Brandon driving. Brandon misses the layup. He wants a foul.
Great defense from Dante, straight up there.
Here is Langley to Spencer. Final 3 minutes of the second period. Milton Keynes Breakers fans in good voice. Langley in and out. And the ball goes out and it will stay with the Breakers.
I mean, the Breakers they're only 4 points down, but their offense has been really bad so far. They're so stagnant. They're just watching Jordan and just hoping that he can bring something out for them, and they need to start moving off the ball. That last action there with Dante was a really good option, really good shot, just didn't fall. They need to start doing that a little bit more and just stop relying on Jordan.
Only 5 scorers In fact, 4 scorers, excuse me, for the Breakers so far in this game. Tauia has 10, Spencer 13. Tells you the tale of what's happening so far. Langley, a 3, splash!
There you go. There you go. Told you.
First field goal for Dante Langley, who was 3 for 3 from downtown in January in the cup final against Reading. Issa Brandon, to respond, doesn't get it to fall. And away come the Breakers, deflected away by Ashley Briggs.
And Briggs there is screaming at Issa, play the game, run the offense, stop putting up shots that are really advised. You can see he's getting really frustrated as they set up for their defensive positions.
Issa Brandon quick to recognise the error on that offense, and that tells you how humble he is as a basketball player. As Spencer just about collects a Asikia inside, Garipi with the rebound, and here is Garipi to Brandon. Brandon with a head of steam, out of control, still has it, puts it in. And a technical foul has been called. I think that's on Issa Brandon.
It is because if you go back to the last game, him and Blaine were chipping all game at each other, and then he's just made a basket with Blaine underneath the basket. He's just finished, and he's just chipped at Blaine again, and the referees are not standing for it.
Great to see Blaine Freckleton actually back into the game. Why didn't you tell me that he was back on the court? Well, I'm supposed to notice that, to be honest.
I only just noticed, I'll be honest with you.
A quiet introduction back into the game. Oh, we're going to get sacked in the morning.
Yep.
Right. Jordan Spencer makes the free throw. And it's a 2-point game with 2:09 remaining in the half.
Look now for a pick and roll option or a dribble handoff from Milton Keynes now.
Spencer, Dad's nearly stole it. Spencer, full head of steam, he'll go back to the line. Both teams living at the foul line right now.
There you go. Milton Keynes, their identity is a dribble handoff into a pick and roll, and again, Jordan lives in the pick and roll. So if you're not playing the right defense on Jordan, he's going to punish you when he gets to the line now.
Well, in the first game this season, Solent led for the vast majority of the ball game, and the second game was a high-scoring, free-scoring affair at Solent Sports Complex, and it's so much more different here in Manchester. It's chippy, it's physical, both teams going at each other tooth and nail, and it's a low-scoring ball game. Spencer makes the second, and the game is tied at 34. Biggest lead for either team has been 8 points. Dad's putting the moves on Spencer. Dad's the finish.
See, all that's going to do now is Jordan wants the ball straight back in his hand, and he's going to go at Elliott.
Spencer to reply, kicks it out. Asikia, a 3. Tauia skies for the rebound and puts it in on the follow.
It's every coach's dream. Every coach's dream is to have a big man like Chris Tauia. Oh my goodness me.
Back and forth we go. Dad's. Defense to cry from the Breakers following. Dad's gets it back. Here is Briggs. Final minute of the half. Putting the moves on Tauia, loses the ball, but it will stay a Solent possession with 3.2 remaining on the shot clock.
Yeah, as a big man, I've always been told 2 or 3 dribbles maximum, and I think there's just a couple too many dribbles there for him. And Jordan recognised that, and as you see, just pokes it away, and it's a timeout being called now.
1:03 remaining in the second quarter, and it's all square at 36. And it's been an incredible ball game, so much different to the previous 2 encounters we've seen between these 2 teams this season. But the stakes are high. It's a playoff championship, and to end the season in the best possible way, as we see the highlights of what has been an enthralling opening 2 quarters of basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now, because what Solent have done really well to keep this game as low as it is they're throwing different defenses down the floor at every couple of possessions. So they're going into a 2-3 zone, they're going back into man, depending on personnel. and it's throwing Milton Keynes off at their flow at the moment, and they're not getting the good options.
And that's what's good about Matt Guyman's coaching philosophy. He chops and changes so many times, disrupts the flow of the opposition. And Milton Keynes right now are falling for it, but at the same time, Milton Keynes getting by with 36 points total, 16 coming from Spencer. Yeah,
I mean, Jordan being top scorer is not surprising to me. His slow start, I think he was like 0 for 5, 0 for 6.
0 for 4.
0 for 4 when he started the game, but that was a loud 0 for 4. Yeah. It was a very loud 0 for 4. And for the audience at home, there's quiet 30s and there's loud 30s.
So 3.2 on the shot clock. Garibi's got to get busy. I don't think he realised that the shot clock was winding down. So a turnover for Solent.
And Matt is fuming. He's screaming at him, going, "We've just had a timeout. I've just told you how long's left, and then you don't even put the ball put the ball up."
Russell Garibi, first season with Solent, obtained his master's degree in innovation management and entrepreneurship at Bournemouth Uni, and enjoying life on the south coast. But not on that possession, as Tauia looks to make Solent pay with 44 seconds left in the half. Spencer, the extra passer, Seekia, Freckleton, a three, in and out. And Matt Hughes in transition, good defense from Freckleton, getting the ball out of bounds.
Really
Solent
good defense.
will get it with 32.5 remaining in the half.
Really good defense. But Blaine shows there, he missed the three, he didn't think about the three, thought about the defense, and that's what you see as a pro, a solid pro that's been experienced over the last 10 years. You miss the shot, but you get back on defense and you play hard defense.
Matt Hughes, season high of 25 points, 9 boards against Ipswich back in February as Garibi puts in 2.
And what he did there is he made that shot and he just gave Matt a little, okay, it's fine, I made a mistake, but let's go again.
Spencer slowing it down. 2-second differential between shot and game clock to end the second quarter.
Going into an ISO.
Spencer dancing with Dads, and Dads with the foul. Now being foul number 1 on Elliot Dads. 8.4 seconds remaining in the half.
Elliot to be on 1 foul against Jordan Spencer is really, really commendable.
And that tells you exactly, that tells you how strong a defender Elliot Dads is, shown it throughout his time in the National Basketball League, and actually played in the first ever playoff final in this venue back in 2016, when the Kestrels lost to Liverpool in the Division 2 playoff final. Elliot Dads was one of the key offensive threats back then. As we enter the final seconds of the half, there is Dads, stolen by Spencer, but Ashley Briggs gets it back. Dads a 3. Elliot Dads wants a foul. Kev Kinsella, the referee, is not interested. And that ends the first half of action here at the Manchester, or actually here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. And an incredible first half, and it's not really a surprise that both teams are deadlocked at 38 apiece.
Not a surprise at all. It's been really good. You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of basketball in this country so far in this first half. Some really good options and some really ugly options, obviously with that elbow incident. But it's been amazing. I've enjoyed the first half. It's flown by. It's been really good, interesting basketball being played. It's a really interesting chess match being played right now as well from both coaches.
Jordan Spencer, the high man, leading all scorers, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 13 from the field thus far. Chris Tauia, 83% from the field for his 12 points, 7 boards for the Kestrels. They're led by Issa Brandon, 14 points on 50% shooting. And Ashley Briggs flirting with a double-double with 13 points, 8 boards. A lot for Dan and yourself to talk about. Final thoughts, just finally, before you head over to Darren.
I think what's going to be interesting now is in the half-time is the adjustment that gets made, because it's the game within the game now for the coaches. They're going to look at what was good in that first half, what was bad in that first half, adjust accordingly, and I think it's going to be a real battle of the coaches in this second half and what they do to change things around.
Well, as you head over to the court and have a chat with Darren about what the first half has meant to you and what Darren has got to say. It's been an incredible first half of action as you see the highlights from the first half of action in our Div 2 men's playoff final. Milton Keynes Breakers and Solent Kestrels, nothing to separate the two teams. They are tied at 38. And of course, this is the final game of day one. It's been an incredible day and lots for Darren and Will to talk about. So we'll throw it over to Darren.
Thank you very much, John. Welcome back in, live into the arena. My goodness, what an incredible first half we've just seen.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, especially from Solent. They've been able to stifle Milton Keynes the whole way through this first half, and it's been really impressive on both sides of the floor from Elliot Dadds, how he's been able to stifle Jordan. Jordan's only shooting 4 from 13 from the floor, and I've not seen that from Jordan all season, and that's a testament to Elliot Dadds.
So I want to make a start with talking about Chris Towier, who has been colossal for me in this first half. 5 of 6, 12 points. It's the rebounds, especially in that first quarter. He's got 7 total. I think he finished the first. Yeah, 6, 6, and 1. He finished the first. He is having himself the type of day that, I mean, we know he's capable of, and we sort of expect it from him, but it's great to see it on the big stage.
I'll be honest with you, I said it on commentary, he's a big man's big man. He does all the right things as a big man. He runs the floor, he's solid in the post, he's got a soft touch around the hoop. He's a really, really fundamentally sound, professional big man. Fantastic performance from that first quarter from him.
So for me, that's been a little bit the story of this first half for Milton Keynes is, you know, Jordan, yeah, the shooting wasn't there early. He really came alive in this second period of play, the second quarter. And Chris Towier, he's been the glue that sort of bound this performance together. Has anybody else stood out for you particularly? Yeah,
I mean, what really was really interesting for me, what I said it on commentary as well, was the way that Milton Keynes, they were trying to force the pass to start with. And I think that was a detriment to them. And they're trying to find their usual players to get them going. And Solent did really well with denying that. And I think the spacing went a little bit a bit off for them, but then as they come out in the second quarter, Billy made that adjustment. They spaced the floor a lot better. Then you get into their dribble handoff in the pick and roll. That dribble handoff into the pick and roll action that they've got, that concept that they use, that's Milton Keynes' bread and butter. And it'd be interesting to see if Matt can, he did it with the zone. It'd be interesting to see if he can make another adjustment in the man-to-man to stop that from being effective for them.
Well, let's talk now about the team Solent Kestrels. Again, we're tied at 38. They had a great start. They blew out to a 10-4 lead in the first 5 minutes. They forced a timeout very early. Now, I don't think Billy Patel really wanted to burn a timeout so early in the game. But just talk to me about how they got started in this one.
Well, they came out ready, first and foremost. They came out ready. They knew their game plan. I spoke to Elliot in the week. They said they've had a really great week in preparing for this game. They knew what their concepts were. They knew what they were going to do defensively and offensively. Issa Brandon being 50% from the floor does help. At the moment, it does help them being 50% from the floor. But what they've done as well is they've been able to stifle the defense, like I was saying about Milton Keynes. But they've also been able to offensively get the looks that they actually want. And that's the difference. They've got the looks they want. Milton Keynes are getting the looks that they're given. And that's the difference so far in this first half.
Talk to me about Issa Brandon's game. 9 points in that first 10 minutes. He was the star of the show, certainly for Solent, at least in the first 10. But talk to me about his first period of play.
Yeah, I mean, his first period, it was him getting going was what got Solent going. And I think that's the difference between the contrast between him and Jordan. With Milton Keynes, they had Chris to be able to get them going and keep them going. Issa's their main guy, and to have him going straight away was a great asset for them to be able to push forward into the second quarter.
The first 5 for Team Solent Kestrels. And then, I've got it written in my notes here, the battle is Chris Towier, Ashley Briggs. That has been enthralling. Now listen, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big man around the paint, but I love big man. Listen, I used to go wild for a box out, you know what I mean? So I love this sort of nitty-gritty down-low basketball. Talk to me about this battle.
As a big, it's great to see two bigs going at it and be such a prominent part of modern-day basketball, because we like to now space the floor and play 5 out, and us bigs have now got to figure out how to actually dribble the ball. Not that we do, but we try and figure it out, and the coach has a heart attack, but we figure it out. It's really good to see options being ran for the bigs in the post, and there's post entries, but then there's also movement off of that allows the bigs to be able to go to it. The thing that was interesting for me was Briggs hitting a 3, and what happened then when he hit the 3, it made Chris have to step up to him, and as soon as he steps up to him, the space behind Chris then becomes open for Solent to be able to run their offense. So it's going to be interesting in the second half. If Briggs can get another 3, how that impacts how Milton Keynes are defensively.
Yeah, Briggs so far, 13 points in the contest, 8 rebounds, and he is 5 of 8, including 1 of 2 from outside. So it's not just a one-time thing. I wonder if we're going to see, like you say, him keep going to it. And again, that's, like you say, it's been such a fun battle between those two. Just, are we expecting to see more of that, or are we going to see the game move elsewhere?
I think what will happen at the start of the third, both teams will come with a new approach to how they're trying to do things, see what works on that new approach, and adjust accordingly. So Chris and Ashley will still get their options, but what will happen is you might see a little bit of a difference in ethos from both teams to start the third, or they might go, you know what, Ashley, you're doing really well, here's the ball. Chris, you're doing really well, here's the ball. They may have that option as well, but I think we might see a difference in philosophies from both guys in maybe looking for different options from what they usually do.
Coach Reed, you are now Billy Bedo Patel. What is this different option that you might potentially throw at TSK in this second half?
I think a little bit more off-ball movement from the weak side. So if they can get some weak side movement going, maybe some down screens, or maybe a flare option to come off of a down screen, maybe that might be something that can be done with a post entry, and then you've got the weak side kick and you've got an open 3. Bit of ball movement, that might be what Milton Keynes do.
Big audience potentially watching. What do we mean by weak side?
So the weak side would be, so if the ball's on one side, on the other side of the court, that's the strong side. The weak side is the other side of the court. So if you've got an action going on the weak side of the court, it just means that the defense has to communicate that, be aware of that, and also then be aware where the ball is. So when you've got a weak side action going on, it then makes the defense think about if they're going to play help too much, or they've got to actually be honest and stay with their man.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Now, same question, but the other side, Matt Guyman, if he's going to look at something different in this third period of play, I just wanted to go, I don't want it to end. What might you do?
If I was Matt, I think maybe try and get us out in transition a bit quicker, because they're quite slow in transition at the moment. If they can get out in transition, get some easier looks rather than the half court, that might be what Matt says. Let's push the ball, let's get down the court, let's get a quick one. If we can get a quick one, great. If not, then we go into our half court game. But let's push the ball a little bit quicker and take care of the basketball.
Now, a reminder, as if you need reminding, these two met twice in the league, and the points difference in those 2 games, 1 point, and it settled the league as well, taking it to Milton Keynes, and that's why they will be playing D1 ball next season. Now, down the stretch, you've spoken to both coaches. Who's getting the ball?
So I spoke to Elliot, and I'll tell you once I get my notes up. What Elliot said was it'll most likely be Russell, because he's 44% from the field. From 3, sorry. 44% from three-point shooting. If they need a 3 or they need a 2 and they want to win the game, they might go to him. And on the other side, there's only one man who's going to get the ball from Milton Keynes. We all know who it is. I don't even need to say who it is to the audience. The audience know who it is as well. So we don't even need to speak on that. Obviously, it's going to be Jordan Spencer.
So we've got 5 minutes. That means we've got about 2 more minutes before we throw back to John. Is there anybody that has gone a little under the radar, perhaps, or anybody you want to shine a light on, or somebody you expect to really take a step in the second half?
Well, I think Dante had a slow start to the game, and I think that for me, and same with Nate as well. Nate Robinson is someone that I expect to do a lot more than what he's done so far, and also Dante is another one that could be an X factor. But what's really surprising to me so far is that Leon Henry's not seen the game so far. Leon Henry's known around the country, and I know he's my friend before anyone at home wants to comment in the section, but he's not been in the game so far, and he's actually, in the minutes that he's playing, he's averaging a basket a minute. So he's someone that could really be an X factor off the bench for them. If they can get him, again, like I said before, on the weak side, in the corner, let him shoot that 3 that he loves so much, and get him going, and that might be a difference in the next quarter.
Now, you know I love defensive basketball. One of the big key moments for me in that first half of play, it actually took Nate Robinson out of the game. Daniel Fowl-Malloy took a massive charge. I mean, MK, of course, they're never going to be happy with that, but those are momentum moments. How big are those sorts of moments in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's those sorts of things. It was also Elliott in the first half as well. He stood up really big, and Jordan tried to make a shot, didn't make it, but it was really strong defense. Those are the sort of things for a team like Solent that are more of a collective than they are the individual talent. That's really big for them, because that shows, okay, we're in this, we can play with these guys, and those sort of things push you forward to be able to go and do good things on the other end of the court.
Now, as a National League lifer, as a real proponent and fan and voice for British Basketball England, how big is today? How big is this game capping off final Saturday?
I mean, to tie off to final Saturday with these two teams, the level of these two teams, this effectively for me is a Division 1 final sort of game. Both of these teams could battle and fight in Division 1. Now, I might get some flack for that in the comments, but I believe both of these teams will be top-end Division 1 teams. So it's a great way to finish off the day, and it's a great advert for British basketball and England basketball as a whole.
All right, well, that's going to do it for Will and myself. Going to send it over to John Hobbs, and of course, Will Reid for all the second half action.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Will, as we are just around 2 minutes away from the third period here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. A pleasant evening here in the Northwest, as these two teams from Division 2 South settle their differences this season in their third and final meeting of the campaign. But right now, they're deadlocked at 38 apiece, as we are now 2 minutes away from the third period, and Will Reid has now joined me on the commentary booth, and it's been a really enticing first half and a third quarter that really you have to believe something's got to give, and one of the teams are going to break the tie in one way or another. But will it happen in the third, or will we wait till the fourth? Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it there, something's got to break, and I'm sure that's not a pun on Milton Keynes, but it's going to be interesting how both coaches assess that first half, especially on the Milton Keynes side. I was saying it with Darren as well, and I'm sure you was listening, is the spacing for Milton Keynes needs to be a lot better. If they can space the floor better, they can push the tempo like they like to. It's going to be interesting how Solent reacts to that. But again, I think for Solent, they need to come out aggressive like they did at the start and push the tempo and push the ball. And it's going to be it's a really interesting chess match between these two teams.
YouTube channel, great to see so many comments coming through. A lot of Milton Keynes fans in the chat today, and it's great to have you all on board. There's a few Solent fans as well, and also some Reading and Hemel fans keeping it locked. And a huge shout out to our sponsors for the playoff finals weekend here in Manchester and NBL Live: Sure Shot, Sport England, Wilson, SportServe and Dynamic. Of course, Wilson, the official game ball of Basketball England, and one of your favourite balls as well to use, the Wilson. We were here early this morning, of course. You got a few shots up with Worthing Thunder guard Jake Einan, who of course will join us tomorrow. And both you guys were in rhythm early in the early morning shootout, weren't you?
Yeah, I wish the coaching staff at Titans would have seen how much I was hitting shots this morning. But yeah, it was good to catch up with Jake. It was good to get some shots up and just, excuse me, just go through that and just get some shots up and get a ball in your hand. As soon as the basketball player, as soon as you get a ball in your hand, you've got to put a shot up. So it was really nice this morning just to get that out of my system before we go for the rest of the day.
Of course, Jake Einan himself, a former Solent Kestrels player as well. He's sitting somewhere in the stands, interested in what the third quarter will transpire as we get underway, as the Breakers get us started. Langley dancing his way inside.
There we go. That's someone that I said at half-time needs to get going, is Dante. Dante can get going. It adds an extra offensive threat for the Milton Keynes Breakers.
Dads. Nice pass to Garibu, just about collected it. Briggs, 7 to shoot for the Kestrels. Tough shot. And Tauia the rebound. Chris Tauia now with 8 rebounds to go with 12 points. Freckleton finds Langley, and 6 to shoot on the other end for the Breakers. The bank floater doesn't go, and here is Issa Brandon. Gerapi is screaming for it at the other end. Brandon ignores, goes himself. That's too short. Gets his own rebound, blows the layup. And Spencer comes up with the loose ball. 6 rebounds now for Spencer as Langley goes for 3. And that's short.
That's 3 times down the court now that Milton Keynes have gone to Dante to try and get him going so that they can get another option down the court and make their offense a bit more potent. Brandon
on the spin, gets a bit of room, misses the layup, and some quick misses for Issa Brandon. Here is Spencer, who pulls up and gets it to go.
Yeah, that's the thing for Solent. They need to go into their offense. They're rushing, and Issa's trying to respond and keep them level, and they just need to keep their heads.
Matt Hughes pulling the moves on Freckleton, kicks it out. Briggs, that's a 2, and he banks it home. Actually, Briggs is showing his long-range game here today. That was a 2, though, because he stepped on the line.
As a big man, when you've got big feet, you step on the line, it's annoying. But again, what that's going to do is make Chris have to come out and play him on the perimeter.
Spencer looking for options, finds it in Langley. 5 to shoot for the Breakers. Robinson gets a bit of room, and his shot doesn't fall, but a fresh 14 for the Breakers as Spencer kicks it out to Freckleton. His attempt is too strong, and some scrappy misses for the Milton Keynes side as Gerapi drives to the hoop. Briggs, pass deflected, still finds Dads. Dad's a bit out of control, and now will go out of bounds, and the Breakers will retain possession.
Yeah.
2-point lead for Milton Keynes.
Yeah, Elliott was trying to buy a foul there. He wasn't really looking to try and make the bucket. He was trying to get to the line, and it wasn't given. So he was out of control when he tried to finish it at the end there.
Freckleton back to Spencer. Spencer looking for help. The pass deflected by Brandon. Here is Spencer again. 4 to shoot. Freckleton, a 3. That's short as well. And Langley gets the offensive board. Some good spells this for the Breakers. They just need to convert it into points. Freckleton driving, and the easy layup for Blaine Freckleton.
And then he's chipping and he's talking again to Issa. So those two really don't like each other on the basketball court. It's going to be a really interesting matchup for those two as well.
Gerapi from the foul line kicks it out to Dads. Nate Robinson nearly fouled Dads, but instead Matt Hughes gets it from the corner. Both teams now struggling from downtown. Milton Keynes 2 for 12 from downtown, 4 for 9 for Solent, and nearly a steal, but a foul call. No backcourt violation has been called.
It was very close to being a foul by either player there, and it was just unlucky he couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
You can see the physicality taking its toll on some of the players, most notably Blaine Freckleton, who's taken an absolute beating in this game. Of course, in that second quarter collision with one of the Solent players, and here is Freckleton with Elliott Dads, excuse me. Here is Spencer, 6 to shoot. Talia being marked by 2 Solent players. Shot clock winding down. Tough move, Chris Talia.
He is so tough, man. So tough. Such traditional big man, and you love to see it.
Only player on this court with FIBA Europe Cup experience. Chris Talia with the London Lions. And away come the Breakers again. Robinson, a 3. And the struggles continue from downtown. Robinson on the follow. And Milton Keynes have just gone out to an 8-point lead. And Matt Guyman has seen enough.
I said at halftime, Milton Keynes are going to look for another option that's not Jordan. And it's turned out to be Dante Langley. And he seems to be able to be answering the call right now. And Chris is doing what Chris does best, and that's finishing around the hoop.
Timeout called by Matt Guyman. And what a start to this third period for the Milton Keynes Breakers, who have raced out to a 10-2 start, and Solent really not at the races.
No, they're really not. It's been really interesting to see that Solent haven't been able to push the pace like they should be, And Milton Keynes have gone, okay, we're going to take Jordan off the ball, take Jordan away from it, put him in the corner somewhere, and we're going to let someone else on our team be the offensive threat. And what that's done is it's confused on a little bit. So it'll be interesting, the adjustment made now by Matt to get his team gathered and get them sorted out to come out of this timeout.
Coach Bedo Patel loving what he's seeing right now from his guys, but as you see on the screen, Solent just haven't got going in this third quarter. They've missed shots that normally they would make, especially inside. Issa Brandon in particular struggling in this third quarter after a good first half. He's now 6 for 15 from the field.
Problem is for Solent right now, what they're doing is they're forcing everything. Everything's being forced. Everything's going up, it's forced at the moment. And they need to get back to just good, easy options. Look down low for Briggs. Look for some dribble handoffs or for some off-ball movement.
Brandon has missed his last 3 shots as Garipi with a tough 2.
Oh my goodness me, what a move.
That was a tough shot, and Brandon gets the steal, so getting it done on the defensive end. Here he is on the ball at the other end, gets the layup, gets it to go. Here come the Kestrels.
There you go, out in transition, that's what they need to do, is push the ball, push the pace. Make Milton Keynes have to work on the defensive end.
Freckleton. Time for Milton Keynes to respond. Spencer. Langley a 3, that's short. And Garipi comes up with it. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Briggs. Briggs puts up a mid-range jumper, and that's money.
Great reaction from Solent, amazing reaction.
A quick 6-0 run from the Kestrels out of the timeout. Spencer looking to respond. Good defense from Tao. And Spencer resets. Spencer a 3. Milton Keynes have missed their last 6 3-point attempts here. Dads looking to drive. Again, physical with Freckleton. Garipi nearly fouled by Robinson, still has his dribble alive. Dads with 6 on the shot clock, on the spin, kicks it out, turnover. Jordan Spencer says thank you very much. Robinson, a 3. Gets it to go, big 3 for Nate Robinson and for Milton Keynes.
Great option there. Saw Nate was in the corner, Jordan's eyes lit up and said, yeah, there you go. Go get a bucket, son.
5-point lead retained. Garipi driving at Robinson, looking for the foul, doesn't get it.
Great rebound. Big
rebound as well. Dad's a 3. That's off the back iron. Talia for the rebound. Talia with rebound number 10. That's his double-double. Freckleton gets the hoop and a foul.
And you see it there again. Blaine's talking. Blaine's doing what Blaine does. He loves it. He loves this stuff.
They're chatting.
And he's staring straight at him. He's not even left eye contact. He's staring straight at him the entire time.
There is some attitude going on the court. Blaine Freckleton, the instigator. This is what it's all about, folks.
Love it. Love this stuff. This is what I live for. I love this sort of basketball. It's brilliant, fantastic, great.
And Blaine Freckleton, an 85% foul shooter, and who can forget the Div 3 final here last season when Freckleton went off 10 3-pointers, 39 points, MVP of the playoff final in Division 3 last season, makes the free throw. 3:18 remaining in a furious third period, and the Breakers retain an 8-point lead again. Over to you, Solent. Brandon driving, stops, gives it out to Taylor. Here is Dads. 4 to shoot. Dads has got a dance, pulls up, misses on the left. But an offensive rebound, Brandon. Solent really missing a lot from the field. Inside the floater from Taylor, that doesn't go. And away comes the Breakers with Spencer out of control. Ball goes out of bounds. Referees have not made up their decision on whose ball that is.
Again, to me, that's great defense from Elliott. As you see, he's coming through. What Milton Keynes do best is push and transition, but Elliott stays with him the whole time. You see the contact there. He's right there in front of him. I don't think that's a foul.
And now Spencer on the floor. He hasn't got up either. And again, another worrying sign for the Milton Keynes Breakers, who have had to deal with Blaine Freckleton not moving for several minutes. Spencer is up on his feet. Jordan Spencer, tougher than a 2-pound steak. He'll be just fine. He'll walk it off.
I think you're going to have to drag Jordan off of this court before he comes off of this court. He won't come off of this court unless he's physically removed from the court. He will be playing the full 40 minutes. He will be there the entire way through.
Well, Milton Keynes needed to win by 8 points or more down in Solent on the final game of the season. And Jordan Spencer, 39 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds, got the job done, and he wants to do that again here in the Northwest. But right now they've got defense to do. Jordan's still on the court, he's grimacing, but he's going to tough it out. Here is Garipi for the Kestrels. Dads, Garipi gets it back. Finds Taylor, step back jumper for Will Taylor, gets the friendly roll.
Nice little bucket there. Nice, great actions there as well from Solent. Really nice little offensive set they just ran.
The standout in the EABL for Itchen College, getting it done in the Division II playoff final, Will Taylor. Here is Langley looking to respond for the Breakers. Gregory passes it back to Langley. Good defense from Taylor. Again, another body on the floor. This time it's Dads.
As a big man, I don't appreciate that as a big man, but good work from there from Luke. But then, as you see, he's trying to crash the boards. Elliot's just been bumped, and then that's okay. I hear it, refs. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Of course, you had a good chat with a couple of the officials last night in the hotel, and
yeah,
you were surprisingly polite to them, given your nature on the court.
Yeah, because I'm not playing. It's not a game. That's why. I'm nice to them off the court. It's on the court that I've got the issue.
Okay. Here is Taylor to Tawo. Dads gets it back. Garipi from the top. Doesn't get the roll. Taylor looked to get it on the follow. Here is Mulhern. Back to Garipi, 6 feet from the basket, but he misses the handle, and Blaine Freckleton gets the steal. 3 steals for Blaine Freckleton. The lob to Tawia, doesn't find anyone, but he gets it and slams it home with authority.
That first initial bit of defense there, the help over was really good, but it just fell straight back to his hands.
Minute and 10 remaining. Here is Mulhern on the spin. Doesn't get it to go. Good defense from Willisikia. And here comes Spencer. Robinson driving. Robinson blocked by Tawo, but a foul has been called. Oh, that was huge from Arlos Tario, but a foul was called.
I'd be interested to see the replay and see who the foul's actually on.
I think it's on Garipi, I think. Garipi and Taiwo were there.
It has to be.
And it is a foul on Garipi. That's his first foul.
Yeah, it had to be. That was really, really good work from Taiwo there. He did really well to get up and meet him at the rim, but yeah, it was just on the hip.
Well, we've achieved 2 milestones in Division II this season. And the first one was, of course, when these teams met in Solent. We had an average number of over 1,000 viewers watching. We've broken the 1,000 mark at the moment. Great to have you all on board on the Basketball England YouTube channel, and you are seeing an instant classic before your very eyes as we enter the final 45 seconds of the third quarter, and you can see the Milton Keynes fans on their feet in disapproval of the call, as a blocking foul has been called.
Yeah, it was interesting. Billy had a big smile and chuckle on his face. He thought it was an offensive foul as well. Will maybe just a little step too slow is what the referees are seeing there as he stepped across. I think that's more of a no call than it is a call, but that's me.
Well, it's a first foul on Willisikia. Both teams not in the team fouls, 2 team fouls each. As you see the replay, that's a big bump from Issa Brandon. Obviously, the referees seeing that Asikia's feet were moving as that foul was called. Of course, we have the benefit of replay. The referees don't. They call it as they see it. Here is Taylor, and the ball goes right out of bounds as Rias Taiwo couldn't get to the pass in time.
But again, that's miscommunication. Brandon's gone to set the down screen and like their play normally is, and they've gone to go to a quick bucket, a pass to him.
Spencer looking to ignite magic within the breakers. Here is Robinson driving at Gerapi, lays it up, misses. Rebound by Asikia himself. And Robinson will go to the line as it's getting scrappy, it's getting physical. Attitude being shown by both teams. It's just what we like to see.
And Matt Guyman is not happy with the amount of offensive rebounds that Milton Keynes are getting. You can see there he's screaming at them, going, what are we doing? Box out and get the ball. Stop just jumping. It's okay to be athletic and jump, but box out first and then go and get your rebound.
Well, the amazing thing is, it's 12 offensive rebounds now for the Breakers. Solent have 11 themselves, so it's fairly even at the moment.
That is true, it is fairly even, but in spits and spats like that, where you get 2 or 3 in a row, and then leads to a bucket, and now they're down by double digits. Those are the little nuances, the little differences in the game that can really hurt you down the stretch.
Biggest lead of the game for the Breakers, biggest lead for either team at the moment, 10 points. Mulhern inside to Taylor, Taylor the finish. Final seconds of the third, and Spencer is fouled. Rias Taiwo, the guilty culprit. So Jordan Spencer is going to go to the foul line. A silly foul from Taiwo. That's going to be his third foul as well. They're just going to confirm it on the table. Referees were very quick to put that whistle. There's still a second left of the third period. We see well, we weren't going to see the replay. I think we just missed it.
Sorry, I was just watching the interaction between the referee and Coach Matt Guyman there, and he's incandescent with rage is the best way I can describe it.
Well, you've just fouled an 87% foul shooter going for a half-court three.
Exactly.
And there's 0.3 of a second left on the game clock for the third period. And Spencer makes 2 of 3, third one to come. And the Breakers have a chance for a double-digit lead. In fact, they have a double-digit lead. They have a chance for 11 heading into the fourth quarter, which Spencer duly converts. Garapi's shot, even though it misses everything, was never going to count anyway. And that ends the third quarter, and the Milton Keynes Breakers have an 11-point lead.
Yep, that's what I mean with when you've got teams like the Solent and Milton Keynes. If they go up by 11 or 12, you can kind of call the game done. But having said that, with a team like Solent, they've got the wherewithal to be able to get back within this game. It's going to be interesting now what Matt Guyman does and what he draws up for his guys to be able to go get some quick offenses, some quick buckets, and get them some stops, and go back into this fourth quarter with a 6-0 run like they started doing in the third quarter.
And for Rias Taiwo, who obviously committed the foul with 0.3 of a second remaining, it's imperative for him to just forget that play and just keep on going. He's been a great factor so far, doing the things that every coach loves to see, the intangibles that you don't see on the stat sheet. Yeah,
very much so. Taiwo, just like Luke Gregory for Milton Keynes, he's that Swiss Army knife that just does all the things that no one else really wants to do. It's a massive third quarter though for Milton Keynes, with it being 23-12. That's a massive third quarter for them. So it'll be interesting to see what the point spread will be in the fourth quarter from the Solent side if they can get back into this game.
Well, we said, going into the third quarter, we were tied at 38. It was all about who would make that first run, that first big spell would determine the outcome of the game. Right now, an 11-point lead for the Breakers, but Solent have come back from bigger deficits before. They're not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. However, that third quarter will hurt them, especially the start that Milton Keynes had. It was a 10-2 start that really rocked the Kestrels.
It really, really was. And the thing about that as well was it made Solent kind of go away from what they were doing well in the first half. it made them second guess themselves when they were coming down the floor on the offensive end. So I think now what we're going to see in the fourth is Solent are going to come out, try and get some quick shots, and Milton Keynes are going to run their transition and try and get some easy buckets.
Interestingly enough as well, the Kestrels shooting around 41% from the field. Milton Keynes 33%, but what stands out is Milton Keynes are 20 for 22 from the foul line as we start the fourth period.
That's it.
That's an incredible statistic when you look at it, as Brandon...
Free throws win championships.
Absolutely, and Brandon going inside, too strong. Briggs on the follow, hits the bottom of the backboard, and Breakers come up with it. Langley. Tawiah inside, Tawiah, good defense from Briggs. Brandon looking to drive, goes inside and scores. That'll do Issa Brandon's confidence the world of good as he moves on to 18.
If anyone out there does a 1v1 content channel, get Issa Brandon versus playing Freckleton, it'll be the most amazing game you will ever have.
It'll be better than Brandon against Elliot Dadds in a round of golf, I'll tell you that. And I've seen the video of that as well. Here's the steal, and Mulhern comes up with it 2-on-2. Brandon is fouled before he shot the ball. He wants a continuation. I'm not sure Steve Stridrick will actually agree with that. As the foul is called. That's a third foul as well on Nate Robinson as Sean Mulhern takes a seat and Russell Gerapi comes back into the game.
I think if Nate gets another one, you'll see either Luak or Izakia come back into the game.
And Issa Brandon misses it. And here is Spencer for the Breakers. Here is Freckleton. 8 to shoot for Milton Keynes. Spencer. Tough defense. Langley over Dadds. That's off.
Really good job from Solent there to deny Jordan. They know Jordan's the trigger into the offense, and they really did a really good job there denying him.
Dadds 2 for 9 from the field. Inside to Brandon. Brandon travelled with it. He wants a foul. Not happy with the call, Issa Brandon. Matt Guyman telling him to just focus on the next play.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you can see there, he goes up strong. Bit of good defense there from Nate, and then he goes up again and he just shuffled his feet as he was going up. So he just needs to regain himself, and you see now Matt's putting Solent into a 2-3. So it's going to be interesting to see what Milton Keynes do to react to that.
Robinson drives inside, lays it in. 9-point lead for the Breakers. Their biggest lead was 11. Gerapi finds Tawiah inside. Briggs blocks, but a foul called. Tawiah with the block, but he got more of the arm than the ball.
Yeah, that was a foul no matter what. No matter the reaction from Chris, that was 100% a foul. Straight on the arm as he goes up, nowhere near the ball.
As Matt Hughes comes into the game, Elias Taiwo will take a seat. Matt Hughes, as we mentioned, started all 23 games this season for the Kestrels. 25 points, 9 rebounds in a league game against Ipswich back in February, his career high. That was actually the game that Issa Brandon missed as well. Matt Hughes, who can put good points up for the Kestrels.
Well, yeah, he's one of the itching boys, right? So yeah, anyone at itching, I feel like that one of their things that they can do is put the ball in the basket. I mean, you had the Fairbairn brothers last year as well. They've gone and played at Worthing. Itching just seems to produce really good scorers.
As does Solent University as well. But that's another story. We actually covered that in the Div 3 final. Well, stop now. Nate Robinson to Spencer. Back to Robinson on the catch and shoot 3.
Yeah, and it's the X factors for Milton Keynes that are making a difference now. It was Dante, and now it's Nate.
And a steal as Spencer comes up with it. Robinson in transition, blows the dunk.
Jordan's not happy about that as well. He just said lay the ball up.
Brandon, Hughes inside, looking to make Milton Keynes pay, but Tawiah says no, no, no. Tawiah now with rebound number 13 to go with 16 points.
He's had a really strong outing today. And right now, I'd probably say he's Milton Keynes' MVP.
Has the highest index rating of any Milton Keynes player at +29 as Robinson goes up, and he's blocked by 2 Solent defenders. And who's there on the follow? It's Chris Tawiah. Timeout Solent.
Yeah, Chris has come to play today. I think Chris has been struggling with injuries the last couple of years. He's had a back issue. He's been on limited minutes at some points this season, but he's really come out in this final and shown why he probably is the best big man in the National Basketball League.
And as Solent call a timeout, this is Milton Keynes' biggest lead of the game at 12 points, and Solent really need to execute their offense now. 6:48 remaining, a lot of time.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think Matt will go into this now and he'll say, look, 6 minutes 48 is do or die. Either we get something now or we might as well just go home back to Southampton. So I think he's going to run up a couple of plays now. They're going to be quick hitters, 14 to 16 second offenses, get them some shots, some easy looks, get the defense moving for Milton Keynes, and then get themselves back on defense and stopping that fast break. Because as we saw there towards the timeout was coming up, Nate was just getting himself out in transition and was just making it. He should have made the dunk, but he was getting himself out in transition. And if Solent want to stay in this game, they have to stop that.
Absolutely. It's a long drive back along the motorway for the Solent Kestrels. It's a 280-mile trip one way from Southampton to Manchester. So if they lose today, that'll be a long, long coach ride home. But for Milton Keynes right now, they're in a very, very good position. And right now, Solent need to capitalise on their own mistakes and get some points on the board. Yeah, they do.
It'll be a very quiet bus, is what I think it would be if they was on their way home if they lost this game. Solent, it's going to be a very, very quiet journey home after a final to losing in this sort of manner by 12, 15 points, whatever it may be. It will be a very quiet bus.
All the noise is coming from the red side of the National Basketball Performance Centre. Milton Keynes Breakers fans, they've been in great voice all season long. Garapi, a 3 at the top, money. Big bucket for Russell Garapi.
Yeah, I think that's a go-to for Matt out of a timeout, is to get Garapi the ball and get him to get a 3. Because I don't think he's missed coming out of a timeout so far. Well, apart from when he turned the ball over.
I was just about to say that, but I was going to let you quiet there. Spencer misses everything with his layup attempt. Here is Dads, Garapi. Wide open, Lloyd a 3, that's off. Joe Lloyd, good 3-point shooter. Here he is again on the ball, drives inside, lays it up, misses. And the rebound by Gregory on 4 fouls at the moment. Spencer. Robinson finds Freckleton. 4 minutes and a bit of change played in the fourth. Freckleton driving the extra pass to Gregory. Good defense from Brandon.
Yeah, that was telegraphed. It was a telegraph pass from Blaine there. We knew that he was going to try and get Luke there on the weak side, on the dunker spot, the handoff, and Issa read it really well. Great block.
Final game of the Division 2 season. These two teams 21-1 in league play. As Spencer is fouled, Brandon not sure on the call. And like Freckleton, Spencer taking a beating here today.
Was that on? Who was that on?
That was on Dad, second foul.
Okay, yeah. Fine. I thought he called it on Issa. I was about to say, no. But no, yeah.
Well, Issa Brandon thought it was on him actually as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just checking to see what that was. Elliot just didn't move his feet quick enough there.
As Spencer misses the first, that's actually his first miss from the foul line today. He was 12 for 12 before that. Makes the second though. Ten-point game, 5:34 remaining in the Division 2 season. These two teams have put together some instant classics. Can we have a good ending here as Lloyd puts in a 3?
There's a lot of afters after some of these buckets now. A lot of contact underneath the basket. It's very interesting to see if the refs are going to just tell the guys, look, calm down, relax. Let's just play the game the way it should be.
And Joe Lloyd playing in his 20th game this season for the senior team. Averaged 14 points, 5 boards for Itchen College in the EABL this season. 4 current Itchen players are on this Solent roster here today. Of course, a heap of Itchen College alumni as well gracing the court.
Well, you say about Itchen, there's actually a really interesting connection between the two teams here, with Itchen and Milton Keynes, with Jeremy Sohan and his brother being in the Milton Keynes program, and Jeremy obviously being an alumni of Itchen.
Garipi misses everything with his three-point attempt in transition. Of course, Milton Keynes, a thriving junior program in their own right. Robinson, a three.
X-Factor, Nate Robinson. He's turned up in the second half, and he's been the major difference for the offense for the Milton Keynes Breakers.
Brandon stops, pops, doesn't get it to fall. Here comes Spencer. Spencer putting the moves on Lloyd. Langley wide open, splash! It's all Milton Keynes now.
You see Billy Beddoes, he doesn't care about the makes. He's screaming at them to get back on defense.
13-point game. And it's 4:11 remaining. A foul has been called. Issa Brandon on the floor. How many times have we seen players on the floor? But it's all, physicality. This is what Division 2, this is what playoff final basketball is all about.
Yeah, I mean, you say about Division 2, you say about the playoff finals. This is Division 2 basketball. It is a very physical, fast-paced game. It's a little bit different to the Division 1 game. That's a little bit more technical. The Division 2 game is fast, it's physical, and it's all about heart and effort over anything else.
Absolutely. Well, these two teams are 1 and 2 in transition points as well. Milton Keynes are number 1. And Solent number 2, Briggs a 2. He stepped on the line but misses it anyway. Here comes Spencer. Tawia inside, gets Briggs up in the air and he'll go to the line. A bit of frustration. Tawia wanted the three-point play opportunity.
Yeah, I think what we just saw there was a college player trying to foul a grown man. The foul was weak and Chris is frustrated because he tried to finish. You see here, he's trying to drag his arm. Chris is way too strong for that, and he should have finished, and he's frustrated he didn't finish it.
Well, Chris Towey, who had 13 points, 9 boards in the semi-final win against the St. Helens Saints, has his double-double today, 18 points, 14 boards, 8 of 10 from the field as well. And as mentioned, the only player with FIBA Europe Cup experience back for the London Lions.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got someone that's got that sort of experience, that sort of professionalism about them, it's a great asset to have for Milton Keynes. I mean, alongside having, obviously, your likes of Nate Robinson that played in the BBL at the start of the year, and Jordan Robinson has also got BBL and great experiences of playing college ball in America as well.
Absolutely,
so it's a great linchpin to have to the team, a great anchor in Chris to be there and with this sort of experience.
Playing in the under-19 Premier before it was the ABL for the Milton Keynes College as Elliot Dadds knocks down a 3, and all the time in the world for Robinson at the other end. Brandon looking to respond for the Kestrels, down by 13, 3:36 remaining. Here is Brandon, hand in his face, whacks the backboard and nothing else. Spencer, Freckleton, they all want in on the act. Freckleton inside, good defense from Briggs.
Great stand. Any kids out there watching, that's a great way to stand up big.
Garipi from the foul line doesn't get the friendly roll.
As I was saying, great defense there. Any of the kids watching today, if you want to know why you're getting called for fouls when you jump up like that, because you're not as straight up as Briggs was there.
Spencer nearly went out of bounds there, still holds on to it. Good defense from Brandon. Some of the Solent players want a travel as there's a bit of afters as well. That said, it's been a physical game all day long. Milton Keynes fans rising as one. They're booing. You can hear the boos from the crowd, predominantly on the Milton Keynes side.
I'm being so serious. Anyone out there, anyone that runs 1v1 games, get Issa versus Blaine and you'll have the most hits you'll ever have on a game. Blaine there, you saw Jordan walked away, Blaine was straight in there and he was straight chipping away, asking Issa, why are you doing that for? What are you doing? Let's play the game. Them two are really chipping at each other and I really want to see it. So anyone that runs 1v1s, get them two in a game and it'll be the most views you'll get all season.
Timeout has been called on the floor. Ashley Briggs having a quick chat with the officials. 2:59 remaining in this Division 2 playoff final, and Milton Keynes have had the better of the second half, that's for dang sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to Darren at half-time, when you've got likes of Nate and you've got the likes of Dante on the court, those are the two that made the difference in this second half. Both of those who got going, and then what that does is it opens the floor up for everyone else. Because then Solent have got to worry about, okay, well, Dante's got hot, now Nate's getting hot. We now need to be our heads on the swivel for those two. And then you've got the two-headed demon of Jordan Spencer and Chris Taylor that are just slowly ticking over buckets. But the problem now that Solent have got to do, they've got to address that, and they've got to be able to play defense collectively for the next 2.5 minutes, or 3 minutes, I should say, and try and get some stops and try and get a quick run going on. A couple of threes and they're back in it.
Well, both teams shooting around 37% from the field, nothing to separate them in that aspect. However, one telling statistic, as we mentioned at the start of the fourth period, is Milton Keynes 22 and 26 from the charity stripe. Conversely, Solent just 6 for 11.
Yeah, I mean, that's it shows that with that 6 of 11 that it's something they can do, but they're not the right shot. And that's the problem for Solent. A lot of their shots recently in the last couple of minutes have been rushed, or they've been under duress, or they've just been forced. So they need to get back to good, open, clean shots, and you'll see that percentage go back up again.
7 on the shot clock for the Milton Keynes Breakers. Tawiah, a mid-range jumper, very out of character for him, but the shot clock was winding down. Here is Brandon. Lloyd a three. Lloyd again misses everything. And for Solent, we've had the last couple of possessions, 3 shots have just either been air balls or have whacked the backboard from downtown.
They're rushing. They're rushing because they know they're down 13, so they're trying to get quick shots off. And when you've got young players like that are taking those sort of big shots, they're nervous. They're going to rush those sort of shots. So you need to relax and just play the game. And you see them try to go into a half-court trap.
Spencer. 2:32 remaining.
Matt Simon saying, get up on him, get up on him.
Freckleton, shot clock at 6. Kicks it out, Langley can't reach it. A good turnover there from the Kestrels. They now need to convert that into quick points. Solent have only scored 13 points off turnovers from the Milton Keynes Breakers, 13 in all.
Yeah, and I was saying just there is Matt Guyman saying, get up on them, make them rush, and look, you get a turnover.
But at the other end, Brandon nearly turned, in fact, he has turned it over. Milton Keynes get the ball back. You can see the frustration on Coach Matt Guyman's face.
Yeah, you can, and Jordan loved that because he had that little interaction, a minute ago? A minute ago he had the interaction with Issa, and now he's going to get a turnover from him. So he's going to really enjoy that one.
Spencer. 2 minutes and 4 seconds in this epic trilogy between the Breakers and the Kestrels. But right now, the Breakers in the ascendancy.
Yeah, they are, and Solent are starting to lose their heads. Jordan's very, very wily. He's very smart. He's been around the game for too many years to be bothered about a press. So he's bought that foul there.
4 fouls on Issa Brandon. 20 points, 12 boards for him. Inside Langley. And another steal. Freckleton comes up with it. Inside Tawiah, the finish. Solent are a mess right now, and Milton Keynes are getting everything they want.
This is a statement from Milton Keynes. I don't think they like the fact that they were compared to Solent all season, and it's like that was a statement for them.
And statement made right now, 1:49 remaining, and everything is going the way of the Breakers, and you can sense right now that Solent's heads are down. And Milton Keynes fans on their feet, they can sense it.
Yeah, they can. I mean, you just saw there, again, force the turnover, get out in transition, easy layups, good fundamental basketball. And what's playing into the Milton Keynes Breakers' hands is that they know Solent have got a rush. They know Solent are trying to get something quick. So if they play strong defense for 14 seconds, they're going to create turnovers, and that's what's happening. And now in the last minute, 49 seconds, I think Matt's going to try and get a quick 3. see if they can get a stop, get another quick three, see if they can get a stop, and see where they are. But right now, Milton Keynes look like they've sewn up this playoff final.
82-65. The biggest lead of the game for the Breakers. Well, we said at the start of the third quarter, it was tied at 38. Who would make that first run? Milton Keynes made the first run, and Solent just haven't responded.
No, and I think that's down to maybe some inexperience on the Solent part. They haven't been here before. Like I said, there's a lot of academy players in it.
There's big game players, though. This is the thing.
That's it.
As Lloyd goes inside,
Nervous.
misses everything. That just about sums up Solent's second half, as Dad's a quick-fire three, long. Brandon still has it. Brandon gets bumped, and Issa Brandon will go to the foul line. 1:25 remaining.
Yeah, again, you see, great hustle from Elliott, but again, they're looking for those threes and they're rushing. But again, great contest really from Jordan, but it's just a little bit off balance as he jumped there, and Issa's to the line for two.
Issa Brandon to the foul line for the Kestrels. 67% foul shooter for the season. As mentioned, led the team in 13 games this season, as you can hear the roar from the Breakers fans. As Brandon misses the first. 1 of 6 from the stripe tonight.
Yeah, he's not had his best game. I mean, he's still out there with 20 points, but he'll be kicking himself about his performance at the line today. As I know that Matt Guyman, he likes to have his fundamentally sound teams. That 9 of 23 from the field as well. So he's put up his shots, he's just not connected. So it'll be really interesting to see next season if Ish is the #1 option, or if he even stays at Solent and moves to another club. But
well, he's got a basketball heritage with him. His dad, Jim Brandon, a legendary coach in the British Basketball League in the 90s, a former NBA draft pick as well. Basketball flows through Issa Brandon's veins, but tonight is not going to be his night.
No, I think now you'll just see, I think maybe if there's another bucket, you'll see the end of Milton Keynes' bench come out and get a minute or so on the court.
Langley stolen by Taro. Good steal there from the Kestrels, number 12. Dad's a three. Rolls in and out on the follow. Taro.
Okay. Get froggy, young man. Get froggy.
1:02 remaining. And we have our highlight play with the game almost wrapped up. Freckleton. Spencer. Eating away at the clock of the Breakers. Freckleton inside, the up and under from Robinson. And the turnover. Robinson will eat the clock, as will Spencer, and a foul called. And Issa Brandon, emotions getting the better of Issa Brandon and the Kestrels now.
It's not even emotions, that's stupid. I'm sorry, that's stupid. Nate's looked at the ref, and then he's been bumped, and then he's done it again. So it's not like he's done it one time, he's done it twice. Stupid behaviour, in my opinion, I'm sorry. I know I need to be a bit more impartial, but that was stupid.
Well, that's Issa Brandon's night done. 21 points, 12 boards, 9 for 23 shooting. As Robinson eats away as much of the clock as possible. Shot clock at 7. Spencer is fouled by Dads, and the Kestrels are now in the penalty, and that is foul number 3 on Elliott Dads.
Yeah.
And into the game, and a bit of a good moment for Will Reed as Leon Henry checks walks in for the first time. Of course, you played alongside Will or Leon at Northampton Titans in the 21-22 season. Great to see him getting some burn.
Yeah, I mean, me and Leon have played together for years. We played at uni together. We played Northampton Thunder together, Northampton Titans together. So I've got a lot of time and a lot of love for Leon Henry, and it's good to see him out there as he tries to fight for an offensive board.
A former Solent Kestrels player as well in NBL 1 before moving to Hemel. But the shot clock is off. The game clock is ticking ever so closer to zero. Milton Keynes have the last laugh. It's been physical, it's been scrappy, but the Breakers have the last word. Milton Keynes Breakers, your NBL Division 2 playoff champions.
Amazing performance, great advert for the game in Basketball England and the NBL, great advert for the game. Congratulations to Milton Keynes. Commiserations go to Solent. I'm sure they'll come back stronger with it next season. It's a great advert for them, for some players to go down there and possibly want to go to university down there.
And just like he promised, Jordan Spencer, all 40 minutes, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, a third straight triple-double.
He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word, isn't he? He's a man of his word. He said to me before the game, that's what I'm going to do, and he did it. So, fair enough.
He struggled in the early going, but when he got going, eventually, he just couldn't be stopped.
That's it.
Chris Towier, a double-double in his own right, 21 points, 15 boards.
It'll be interesting to see who's the most efficient out of Jordan and Chris.
Well, the most efficient player is quite clear. It's Jordan Spencer. However, the gap is only 1 on the index rating.
Wow. Wow.
Issa Brandon, 21 points, 12 rebounds for him. Ashley Briggs had a double-double as well, 19 points, 12 boards in his own right.
I think Ashley should be playing at a higher level, in my opinion. He showed out today, and he showed that he can play at a higher level.
But let's give a shout out to both teams. Head and shoulders above every other team in Division 2 this season. They led, or they were in the top 2 in points per game. 109 points on average for the Breakers, 97.3 for the Kestrels. They were second in field goal percentage, first and second in field goal percentage as well, as Milton Keynes averaged 52%, Solent 47%. The average win margin for Solent, 29.2 points in their 23 wins. Milton Keynes, 40.7 points, 23 wins as well. So right now, you know, they were head and shoulders above anyone in Division 2. And Milton Keynes, obviously, they'll head to Division 1 next season. For Solent, who knows what the future holds for them. But a great effort from both teams today. That's the bottom line.
100%. Amazing effort from both teams. By far and away, both teams were head and shoulders above the rest of the league. We all knew that coming in. We knew that. We knew the North was going to be weaker with Milton Keynes in the South. We knew both teams were going to be the most effective. And it's going to be really interesting. I think it's a great advert for the Solent Kestrels, though, this game, getting to the final on a rebuild year. It's a great advert for them. I'm sure there's going to be some kids that are in the EABL that are going to look to try and go to Solent next season.
Oh, absolutely. Solent University, a hotbed for basketball talent. There's absolutely no doubt about that. A great women's program as well, as the officials, Kev Kinsella, Dan Cox and Steve Stredwick, collect their plaques, and they had a great performance here today. Some great officiating from them.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is with the referees, I love the refs, especially when I'm not playing. But when I'm playing, I don't think I'm the ref's best friends at all. But again, the table officials, the referees, everyone that goes into being able to put these events on, it's mostly on a volunteer level. So can never thank them enough for what they do for Basketball England and what they do for the basketball in this country.
100%. As Basketball England CEO Stuart Kellett now about to deliver the runners-up medals to the Solent Kestrels. A fantastic season for them. There's absolutely no doubt about that. As Will mentioned, a rebuild year, dropping down from Div 1 to Div 2. A bold move by some, but they wanted to rebuild around their Itchin program and their Itchin College alumni, and they have done just that. They added Issa Brandon for good measure. and they've had a fantastic season, 21-1, 21 straight wins, falling at the final hurdle to the Breakers in the final game of the season. As we see some highlights of the game, well, we did see some highlights. We now move it on to the ceremony as game night announcer Tahir Hajat just rolling down the players' names. A great season for the Kestrels, an incredible setup at the Solent Sports Complex with incredible hard-working volunteers that do such a great thing on game night. They obviously won the Game Night Experience Award for Division 2 South as well, so a great achievement for them. And Matt Guyman on the receiving end after so many years of collecting winners' medals in Division 1, but on this night, it's a runners-up medal for him.
We welcome to collect their medals, the record breakers, the history makers. Please welcome your MK.
And the MK Breakers, certainly history makers indeed. An incredible junior program. Their program has risen astronomically over the last couple of years. Many of their players returning back to Milton Keynes to play for the senior team, and they have made the rise from last season being in Division 3. They've risen up again from Division 2 and will take what many believe is their rightful place in Division 1 next season. Bletchley, a legendary venue, of course. The Milton Keynes Lions called it home before they made the move to the capital. But Milton Keynes Breakers now calling it their den. And they collect their winners' medals. Congratulations to them. Jordan Spencer getting his winners' medal from Stuart Kellett. Chris Towier as well there. And Bradley Day, who didn't appear today, but will get his medal. And congratulations to Billy Bedo Patel, leading the senior team for the front. So passionate about Milton Keynes basketball, coaches a number of their junior teams as well, and deservedly collects his winner's medal. His family are on board, front row and center to see Milton Keynes Breakers making history. And it's not a surprise. Jordan Spencer, just like he did in January at the National Cup final against Reading, he collects back-to-back MVPs for the season. Of course, he got the league Division 2 South MVP as well. A clean sweep of MVPs wherever he goes.
We welcome the captain to come and collect the trophy.
And Jordan Spencer is incidentally the team captain as well. And he will collect the Division 2 playoff plaque. And in front of the Milton Keynes Breakers faithful and the community of Milton Keynes, he will lift it aloft. Milton Keynes Breakers, your Division 2 playoff champions. Congratulations to everyone involved. Josh Merrington, Billy Bedo Patel, all the players. Commiserations to Solent Kestrels, but what a season they have had. No doubt about it, they will be back. As the Breakers celebrate with their fans, it's going to be very hard for them or for us to get a word with the MVP and the coach. Jordan Spencer is being dragged along to Darren as we speak, as we look at the highlights of today's Division 2 playoff final. Milton Keynes Breakers 86-68 victors as Sweet Caroline serenades the National Basketball Performance Centre. However, Darren Paul is going to end all that. He is with Jordan.
Spencer, the MVP, what a performance from you. Triple double, 5 steals, let's not forget that. But talk to me about the team performance.
It was huge. Yeah, it was huge. I mean, Dante and Nate really got going in the second half, which we needed that from them. Chris had a huge game battling inside, and it was, yeah, everyone chipped in at the right time, and yeah, we was able to get a win.
How big his impact was early in this contest?
Huge. I mean, last time we came out, he had a slow start against them and got going. So I think he really wanted to prove a point. You know, when he really wants to play, there's no one in the, in the league that can stop him one-on-one. So I'm glad we got the best out of him for, the last game.
I know that you're a team first guy, but let's talk about your performance now. I know you spoke to Will before game. That was. What was your aim? What was your aim for today?
The win, the win, the win. I ain't gonna say nothing else. The win, the win. Why? What do you say?
He may have divulged something else, but of course, every player comes in here and wants to perform the best. How did you do it out there today?
I think, a lot of us are all playing for things that are bigger than ourselves. We're all hometown kids, and we just want to do it for Milton Keynes. And, fortunately enough, we've been in 2 finals, and we got the results. But, yeah, I just think we just wanted it a little bit more at the end there. We didn't give in to fatigue or anything like that, and now we get to celebrate.
For the city of Milton Keynes.
We won all the competitions we could, but, the Kit King, and, the team's in Division 1 next year, so, that'll be great competition for the club, and, the junior program's flying, so, Milton Keynes is back on the map.
And what about for yourself?
I'm going to enjoy my time right now, enjoy the champagne, and enjoy it with my teammates and coaches.
Right, well, you've richly deserved it. What a great season from yourself and your whole team. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan, and thank you to Darren. And of course, let's not forget, this is the swan song of Dante Langley, who, of course, will wave goodbye to Milton Keynes, the New York native, ending his Milton Keynes Breakers career with a playoff title. Congratulations to him, 12 points on his swan song. Continue to look at the highlights of what has been an incredible Division 2 playoff final. Milton Keynes Breakers 86-68 victors over the Solent Kestrels. 3 games, 3 classics, but Milton Keynes taking the spoils 2-1. Coach Bedo Patel. We're trying to get Bedo Patel, but he is occupied at the moment with his family, embracing his family and the fans in attendance. Even Darren Paul is running over. It's going to be hard amongst the sea of red. Even Will Reed is over there as well, but why not? It's been a great season for them. They stumbled at the second hurdle against the Kestrels in the very, very early stages of the season, but came good. And 20 straight victories is testament to that. Don't forget, it might be the end of day 1 here today, but we have day 2 coming at you tomorrow. Of course, it is Ipswich against the City of London Academy in the WNBL 1 playoff final. And then the season culminates when the Reading Rockets take on the Hemel Storm in the NBL Division 1 final. And we are delighted to say we now have Coach Billy Bedo Patel, who has been wrestled away from the fans, from his family, and he joins Darren.
Thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Coach, don't worry, those celebrations are just moments away. Just talk to us about what was a brilliant performance by your guys in the end.
Yeah, I think a brilliant performance in the end is very, very true. First kind of half we came out really well, and then we let some things slip that we didn't want to. We kind of lost focus on the personnel and the scout and those kind of things. We had a little talk at half time, came out well, and then did the same thing again. I think we tried to play up tempo, and in the end, it kind of paid off for us. You know, we were able to wear him down a little bit, maybe.
Now, he wasn't the MVP, but he had a great game today. Chris Towyer, can you talk about his impact?
Yeah, he did today what we wanted to see from him the entire year, and that was just step up, you know, and we're a team with a ton of talent, so Chris is actually a soft-spoken giant. So he kind of sets the screens, gets the rebound, and did that all year. We made it really clear to him, today's your game, man, go and get it. And I think he was really consistent, played more minutes probably than he wanted to, and he carried us for segments today as well. Against another really good big in Ashley Briggs as well, you know.
I know you're not analysing right now. How good was that Biggs battle?
Yeah, brilliant. I thought the game today, like the Issa Brandon and Jordan Spencer kind of battle, you know, the back and forth, I thought we were really, really well matched.
Tell me about what this means for yourself and, of course, the city.
For myself, this has been an insane year of, we had one goal this year, and that was to get Division 1. We managed to get the treble in the National Cup, which was incredible, but took so much out of us. And then we managed to find another gear and kind of push through and win this today. I have a ton going on, these guys have a ton going on, and actually the city and Milton Keynes and all the fans is why we're able to find it in us to go out there and perform like we did today. So it's been a crazy year. Coaching is no joke.
Without saying, just talk about Jordan Spencer.
Yeah, he's all right at basketball. I think I said that after the National Cup as well. He is this intense all the time. He is this locked in all the time. I feel like he got fouled on a three-point possession, managed to turn around and tell one of the guys that we weren't switching and we weren't long closing out on that player. He's just absolutely relentless, and he's like that in practice as well. He's a hell of a guy.
All right, well, enjoy D1. Enjoy tonight, enjoy the celebrations, and of course, I know you're a coach. Enjoy the preparation for next year. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Darren. As we end day one here in Manchester, don't forget we've got 2 games coming for you on Sunday. It starts with the WNBL 1 final between Cola and Ipswich, and it ends when Hemel take on Reading in the NBL 1 final. There is your score: Milton Keynes 86, Solent 68. My thanks to Darren Paul, my thanks to Will Reed, my thanks to Hannah Olty and Kaz Bullock. But for now, I'm John Hobbs, and we'll see you tomorrow.